Thank you for that applause. I really appreciate it. We'll see if I get some at the end, eh? If I could grant you one wish, I could snap my fingers like that and make that wish come true. Just off the top of your head, what would you wish for? Bearing in mind you're not allowed to wish for a never-ending packet of Tim Tams. You're not allowed to wish for 25 more wishes. One wish. You've got to make that wish within 10 seconds or you lose it. Just off the top of your head, what would you wish for? Happiness? I think we'll find that on our list. Can we have the guys up the back, can we have our PowerPoint? Okay. Would anybody have wished for health? Yep. Somebody else. If you had a few seconds left, what else would you wish for? Wealth? What else would you, if you still had a few seconds? Happiness, there we had it. Someone talked about total freedom. How many of you got a relationship that's important to you? You know, there's someone you love and you want that to go well. Just hands up. 3 of you, okay. Talking to a group of politicians in Canberra, which is near where I live, and there's about 200 of them in the room. I said, how many of you got a relationship you want to go well? And they just started looking at each other. Well, I'm the guy who says you can have it all. And the reason I say that is I truly believe, and I've spent 23 years finding this out, I truly believe that you were born successful and that you learn to become unsuccessful. Does that make sense? That a human being in balance will knock all of that stuff off without really having to put in any effort. So really what I want to say to you is this stuff should be going great for you. Now I know that for all of us there's times when it's not. So I'm talking about a generalised sense of well-being and success in all of these fields. But I'm not the only person who says that. You know, we've been training people in how to get this, as I said, for 23 years. And yeah, it's true that I've got to go and give this message to the McDonald's owners next week in Perth. 450 business owners. Some of those people own 20 Maccas, and we've got to shape them up because they succeed in some of these areas and not in others. Weird, isn't it? How'd you like to own 20 Maccas? Not the burgers. And so they can own up to 20 franchises, and yet they've got us come in because they're getting out of balance. Because, as they said to me in the briefing, the problem is these guys are getting fat and rich and lazy, and their relationships are coming undone, and their health is going to the pack. So success is more than just being able to make more money than you can spend. And really, financial success revolves around, can you make more money than can you spend? Does that make sense? Now, how many of you are highly talented in the I can spend it department? Okay, so we just got to get the other bit happening. So I'm not the only person who says you can have it all. I want to introduce you to some of our clients. Here's a mate of mine called Bob. He turned up as a client. Now, I'm going to call him Pete so you don't know his name's Bob. But when he turned up to see us, he was failing to recover from a bowel cancer operation. And the doctors had said to him, you need some help with your head. And somehow he got in contact with us and we had a chat and away he went. And that was just on 15 years ago. And he's alive and well today and extraordinarily successful. In fact, you might have heard me talk about him the other day. Because when we got involved with him, his business had plateaued at $20 million a year. So I was turning over 20 million, but I'd been doing that for a while. And he's having extreme difficulty getting it to punch past that. But we'd helped him with the cancer. And he said, I believe you're that good, we're prepared to talk about being involved with you financially, see what you can do. And so we rode that roller coaster and it was a pretty exciting thing. The stress had got to him, he was 130 kilos. I don't know, how many of you have been up there? Because, you know, it's one heck of a place to be. You're still there? Okay, see me later. So the stress had got to him and it just ballooned up. He got himself down to 90 kilos just using the stuff that I want to talk to you about today. One of the other ways he was handling the stress was that he had 25 shops. He would just call in at a shop and just empty the till and go to the track and gamble it. And I've been with him at the track watching what goes on. And I've seen him with like $40,000 or $50,000 cash in his pocket, still not happy. The business fell over because there was a tragic divorce. I won't bore you with the details, but I say it was tragic because it was ugly. How many of you have been involved in a divorce that was relatively okay? Did any of you get through that? Yeah. Well, then there's the ugly ones. Well, his was an ugly one because I had to unravel this business. And so at 54 years old, he rang me and he said, mate, he said, I'm stuffed. He said, I'm lonely